What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? This is I, James, and baby girl Courtney, and freshly down the steps, Mr. Fluffy Face himself, P to the We. ReadOptionAgency.com, 23 years selling full-time on eBay, and got some talking to do, got some shipping to do. First and foremost, we'll talk about Pee-wee right at the front of the video. Then we're going to talk about what happened yesterday on eBay. What problems I saw, because an old friend resurfaced again, another old friend that I haven't had in about a week. And then my little challenge to myself yesterday, my subconscious challenge that I had said on the video and put out there. How did day one go? And we'll get to that. But first, P to the We, Mr. Fluffy Face. Went to the new the Animal Neurological Center yesterday. And he's a neurological doctor. He used to work here in St. Louis many years ago, went to North Carolina, and then come back here and started his own practice. So he gave us some insights. I like the way he thinks. He's a younger guy. He says he follows the data. So I like that. Pee-wee, stop scratching the ear. I'm gonna give you a trazodone today. But you already slimed me. But all right, so to start off, he didn't start off like this. This is where I'm starting off. As I remember what he says. He says Pee-wee probably won't have a full life just because of the epilepsy. That being said, 5 weeks is what they strive for, and that's where we're at with Pee-wee. He gave a list of the meds that he likes in the orders that he likes to use them, favorite to least favorite. As a lot of you guys have talked about the CBD or whatever it is. He mentioned that also. So I inquired and said, a lot of people out there say that works for them. What's your experience with it? And his experience so far with it is you got to find the right stuff because there's so many different mixtures out there, which he can do. But the problem is most people are priced out because it's so expensive on the amount you have to use to control the seizures in a big dog. So I didn't ask the pricing, but it's like number, I think, 6 or 7 on his list. And the main reason is because of the pricing out of the product right now. That could change at the end of the year, next year, who knows? I mean, I don't know how pricing of that stuff works. But as of his experience used in that field so far, customers get priced out and they can't afford it for what it takes. So he likes where Pee-wee is. He took us off the emergency rectal injection. He says that's old. That's old school. Nobody. And I noticed when I use it, it's not really effective unless I use a ton of it, and it's expensive. So he gave us midazolam, I think it's called, with an injection that I can put into his nose. So after he has a seizure, when he's calming down, I can hurry up and inject some of it in his nose. And it's supposed to be super quick, actually really thorough, I guess. It takes really well as opposed to the recto that doesn't. So supposedly it works very well. So we got like 7 vials of that. And he said it's not about if he's going to have another seizure, it's about when he's going to have another seizure. Because he says over time, the body adjusts to these medications. So once his body starts getting used to it, then we have to change things up. One of the pills that we are using, he's not a really, it's down farther on his list. And the one that we wanted originally, that's really hard to get. You have to get it direct from the distributor. He's actually sits on the board or something of that company, so he can get it real easy. So the way it's looking now, the next time it does happen, what he'll probably do is pull the one he doesn't like off and put that one on, which we know that, I forget the name of it. It's an older one, but Jan talks about, the effectiveness of it also. So we've got options. He before I met with him, I felt like we were almost at the end, we were at 26 and a half pills a day. But he says, oh no, we got a lot more leeway to go. We got a lot more room when it comes to meds and mixtures and whatever for him. So that's at least good. But how much life we get out of him is up in the air at this point because of the epilepsy. It just depends. So, when you get to that point about quality of life and stuff, and that happens over time. Because he says, not just the body getting used to the meds, but epilepsy gets worse over time. So, that's where we're at. So, short term, good news. So, we'll take it, week by week, I guess, instead of day by day now. I feel like we're over that day by day thing, and now I can start looking at it as week by week. So that's at least a good thought. So, get this out of the way. But yeah, so that is just a Pee-wee that I can think of. And actually, Jan looked at the meds that he was giving us there that she could get, and it was like $607 for 2 vials, I think it was, or something. And he was giving us 7 vials, so we were like, crap, we're gonna walk out of here with like a $2,000+ bill, right? It's like $517. So to go in there, for them to do blood work, so we'll get blood work results back also, because we want to keep an eye on the liver. He said the one pill he is on, I think it's the main one, like the Keppra, but the other version, it actually strengthens the liver, so that's a good thing. So he did blood work, gave us the 7 vials, and the whole, did his panel or whatever, or checkup, and only $517. So that took a lot of stress off, because Jan was stresses about money way too much. But I think I like the place. I like the people. Brand new place, nice, clean. It's off Olive in 270 area. If you're local and having seizure issues with puppies, so far so good. Everybody was, very thoughtful and listened and caring, so that was good too. You meet so many vet doctors who, at least I have with the VSS, and even with our normal vet, they just feel cold, right? I know you can't emotionally get into it because that can hurt you over time, but this place, he felt more enjoy. He sat on the floor, Pee-wee got up on him and was getting the belly rubs, and next thing you know, he's flipped on his back next to him, and the doctor's giving him belly rubs. So it felt very comfortable compared to any other vet I've ever been to, period. It wasn't as cold and sterile, and very friendly and liking the pets. The one nurse lady, or the receptionist lady, maybe both, maybe they cover both areas, she kept, every time she walked by, she'd look at him and just laugh, because he's just such a goofy boy. But so everybody got kicks out of just watching him. So, and on Courtney's front, feeling great. She's already been up and down the stairs twice this morning. We've got some pills for her for inflammatory and pain, so she's doing better. Her blood work came back. There's a couple of things on the border that he wants to check in a few more weeks, but other than that, she's good to go too. So happy. Yay! All right. Well, I want to talk about one thing too. A kind of a flaw on the eBay striking the account thing, and because now, I'll get to that now. So I got a strike. Well, I had a case open, item not received case, and it's going to Colombia. I know Colombia takes a long time. They opened it probably 2 weeks in. I go, look, your area, it's going to take longer to get there, et cetera, et cetera. It hadn't been scanned in a minute, about a week. And so I knew it was probably going to be trouble, at least on the customer side, if he didn't have patience. He escalated it to eBay a few days ago. eBay yesterday closed the case, and I got a hit against my account because I did not take care of the customer, if you will. But the day they did that was the day it got scanned again, finally. So now I have to wait for it to be delivered so then I can rebuttal or whatever the claim and say, hey, it's delivered, give me my damn money. So the flaw on the eBay side is they don't, I guess, take into account that some of these places, it takes 30 plus days for an item to be delivered. That's one reason I canceled out South America. So Colombia is another one I'm gonna have to look at, and I guess haven't really crossed my mind or whatever. So I'm gonna get into that and maybe block Colombia now, because it's a $67 item. It's an empty watch box that I found a bunch of empty watch boxes for $2 and $3 a piece at a thrift store. Some expensive watch, I don't remember the name brands, but yeah, so it's a $67 item. So I definitely need to, what's the word I'm looking for? I really need to I'm going to get the word here because my brain's not working and it's going to bother me. Appeal. Send an appeal. So I'll send that appeal. Let me check the tracking right now and see what it says. It says we're running behind. And still yesterday, processed through Office of Exchange, Colombia. So it should be there soon. If he picks it up, if it's one of those things where, hey, your item's here, come pick it up. And will he ship it back? So we'll have to see. So I have to keep an eye on that. So that's where the flaw is when it comes to some places and the length of times it takes to get there. So got some decent orders. We're going to start with yesterday's numbers because I'm curious, because I was headed to like a $500 day. And then my thought process kicked in about what I talked about yesterday on video. There's another sale. And we'll get into that because so far so good. Now, whether I can keep it up or not will be the question. So let's get into what's going on with eBay yesterday. So yesterday on eBay, on the media store, and I've come to the conclusion that I'm not going to close the other store because I did the numbers and math. And I'm about 5,000 away from hitting all of, if I only had one store, 5,000 items away from using all my free 25,000 free listings, not the media side of it, but that. So then it starts being 5 cents per listing after that. And it takes 6,000 more listings for $300. Now, if I keep going the way I'm going, I'll hit that by the end of the year because I'm doing over 1,000 listings positive compared to what's sold. I'm doing over 1,000 a month. So I'm going to hit that before the end of the year. So if I do it, if I change everything now, I'm just going to have to change it back to save money again by the end of the year. So I figured I'll just leave it. I'll keep the toys over into the clothing store right now. I'll keep putting new toys over there. But once that hits the number, then I'll move the toys back to the other store because I still got plenty of room on the 25,000 over there since it's mostly media. So I think that's the way I'm going to work it in order to save work and save money. So I thought I was going to hit $500 all day yesterday. So just on the media store alone, $674 up 96.4%. So I'm going to tell you what I did to do that and my whole way of changing my thinking. And if you remember yesterday's video, you know what I'm talking about. So 44 items sold yesterday, up 63% there on the number of items, which I didn't plan that, so that's at least a good thing too. But then I expect the average sale price per item to go up with my thought process too. Average sale price per item up 20% at $15.32. So a good showing on that front. $674.02. So let's go to clothing store, totally opposite. So the clothing store just, I think the last sale was 2 o'clock. I had one offer the whole day, 19,000 plus items in the store. One offer the whole day, 24-hour period, and my sales stopped at like 2 o'clock and had nothing afterwards. Like everything that I have today don't have to be shipped till tomorrow. No, sorry. It does have to be shipped today. Yeah, that makes sense. Nothing has to be waited till tomorrow because nothing's sold since. Don't mind me. I'm confused. But anyway, so yesterday only $147 over here. So 147.44 equals $821 for a full day yesterday. So yes. So it worked on day one, but now can I keep it up? That's the question. Before we get into that, what's going on today? So far, we're at 10:15 a.m. I like to be between 150 and 250, preferably 250 plus is where I like to be. Clothing store, $181. So after yesterday's shut off, after 2 o'clock, after 2 a.m., so within that 12 hours, nothing. Right? $181 already. So already at 10 o'clock this morning, I was beating yesterday's full day numbers. So big problem there. My old friend that came back is server failure. Server failure, server failure, server failure. So here we go again with that problem. Had several problems yesterday with the site. I put a message on the eBay community board and started putting on list my problems again. Because it just gets old, right? And if I can keep throwing it in somebody at eBay's face, maybe some way, somehow, something will eventually, somebody will wake up. So $181 there. In the media store this morning, we are at $123. So I'm already at $300 at 10:15 a.m. So some of it is that was yesterday. So that was yesterday too. So yeah, so that's good. So so before I get to ship, my new thing was, what I talked about yesterday, is go for oddball stuff. Maybe if I get a bunch of oddball stuff up, some stuff will have a quick sell-through rate, and if I can get an extra $100 per day, that will make a big difference, and I can do it every day. So I made up the paper where we started on the 5th, so $2,500, I'll call it, even though it's 28 days this month. So the goal will be $2,500 extra in 24-hour sales. So can I do that? So things I list today, will it sell within 24 hours? If it does, it goes on the list and accounts for it. Now, in turn, hopefully that stuff I list, if it's not 24 hours, say it's 48 hours, right? Then that's just going to help the days down the road go up a little quicker even. So that's the goal. So 3 items sold yesterday that already shipped out. So I'm going to put them on it. And then we actually have 2 more. So I'm already actually ahead of the game. So I had found in storage a bunch of my old South Park magnets that I collected. So you can see 99 cents. So in 1999, 2000, I was going around buying these at clearance prices for $1, $2 a piece. because I collected South Park stuff too. So found a huge stack of these. So 3 sold yesterday. 1 sold at, let me see, I got a regular pin or something. I don't know if that's going to work. That's old. An old Pilot pen. Ooh, I'm going to take that upstairs. So I sold 1 yesterday for $40. Sold pretty quick. And then I sold 2 more at $30 a piece. So that got my $100 for yesterday. All right. And then we got 2 today. And I'll show you what they are, but I'm going to go ahead and add them to the list. One is a $30. That was the one I just showed you, another $30 magnet. So we're at $130 there. And another was a $120 item. So I'll talk more about that when I get to it. So I put those up, put several of these up yesterday, so I was glad to see one sell, at least one sell within 24 hours. So we're already up to $250 on our $2,500 goal. So 10% there already. So that's what we'll be doing. That's what we'll be keeping track of to see in February if I can hit that. So I have to find every day some oddball stuff, put them up, and hope that something within that sells within 24 hours. So. And by oddball, if I put media up, I'm not going to include media on here. I'm not going to include hats. I'm not going to include clothing. So this is just everything but that. I'm going to add shoes because I barely put up shoes, so it might make me put up shoes more in the other store at least. So toys, odds and ends, electronics, whatever I find that I think might help add to my $100 extra a day, I'm going to do. So, yeah. So let's get moving. Let's get this party started because I gotta get to the post office, yo. All right. So I've already had one more sell since I pulled over here. And I know this one's, several's international. Dang. So we got, and they don't have to go out till, I think, tomorrow. So, no, oh, another error I just noticed this morning. Again, I saw it a couple of days ago, and I saw it again. Shipping times. Things that were paid on the 5th are telling me they don't need to be shipped till the 7th. And I'm like, huh? Because I got 1 day shipping. So I don't know why those are off again. So that's a new problem that started a few days ago. I think Monday was the first day I saw that problem back. So we got 3 hats that's going to Australia. 1050, 1050, and 1050. Buy 2, get 1 free. They probably used. Then I got this Reebok jacket that sold for $40, headed to the UK. So we'll remove those, and we'll do the 3 that's going on US, and I'll do the others when I get back. The Reebok jacket's kind of cool, actually. I went through an old closet of mine. I had bought it a long time ago and just, I may have wore it once. I don't know. Cool jacket, though. I like it. That's why I bought it, I guess. So, but we'll get that later. So first up, we got this Festival International Jazz, a Montreal hat. Sold for $7, headed to Flint, Michigan. But, so that's a lot going on. So, so the South Park magnets I had pulled from one of my smaller storage spots. Smaller, 10 by 15 by 15 or 10 by 15. But, and then the other box of things I listed, I got from down here in the corner, if you remember watching that video. So you will remember seeing them in that video if you watched it. Patrick, I'll take that. I've been looking for a Pilot pen because all mine are dried up upstairs. I haven't bought any more yet. And next up, we've got Kansas City hat sold for $8, headed to South Carolina, Blythewood, South Carolina. So yeah, yesterday was a good day altogether from all fronts, from the puppies, the health, the future care of, and getting better than expected results on my 24-hour sales. Because the way eBay is, I expected even quick, the way my accounts are, the way that even the quick listing stuff would take longer to move, because I've seen it before, where I don't see it move until 30 days when it gets relisted or whatever. So, or I end it and relist it 3 months later, and then all of a sudden, boom, it sells. So I didn't expect that. So I don't expect it to stay steady. So I've got to, I expect it as more of a fluke. So I got to make sure I stay on top of doing it. We got this, I just put unknown R logo hat, Adidas hat. Sold for $8, headed to Dora, Alabama, with a banjo on its knee. So yeah, we're doing. Today was a good day. Yesterday was a good day. JL. So that only leaves 3 over here. And of course, too, hopefully, selling these, being that they were bigger dollar items, that should help the overall cost go down also. So that'll be nice to see. Right, it should go down, right? If I'm thinking properly. Because it's going to put more of a space between shipping costs and fees and sell price. More of a gap. And I'm getting organized. We're going to bounce off all the positives today. Even if I am telling you the negatives of the eBay site. Oh, man. It's funny, I made that whole post yesterday about all the stuff that's wrong. And how it, days that I don't have errors, I have $1,000 day. Days I have errors, I have a crummy day. Somebody pops on there. He's got 7 items in a store. You sure it ain't your lack of descriptions? I didn't respond. You obviously didn't read what I typed. Whoops. I just thought that was funny. Get a kick out of that. Because I love the saying that, everybody's got an answer, but nobody has a clue. Mix that with, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Now, I added to that the other day. What did I say? If you think you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the right room. Because that means you're not the smartest person in the room. No smart person thinks that they're smart. or no smart person thinks they're smarter than somebody else, and I do got a CD I can't find, so I'm gonna have to cancel that one later. It happens. Get shipping labels. Any international over here? We got a UK. We got a Canada. Got another Canada. Yay. Remove. Maybe they were working on the site yesterday. That's why it was so terrible. And then it's kind of bouncing back now. All right. Next up, that South Park Magnet, which is added to the list already. Headed to Tennessee, sold for $30. Wonder how Adrian shipped these yesterday. Because I was going to tell him to put them in a LP mailer so they don't get smashed. This. And I forgot to tell him. Being that they're selling for so much. If somebody had some of them up, some of the simpler ones with just like a Cartman or a stand or whatever, for like $16. I just put all mine at $30 to $40. Russell. Because that was the only person that had them up, so I figure, well, if mine don't sell, when his sells out, mine will sell. So that's why I wasn't expecting any to sell quickly. Next up, we've got Bob the Builder DVD. Headed to Jesup, Georgia. Jesup. Sounds like that's slang for what's up or something. Jesup. It's headed to Jesup, Florida. Sold for $5. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. 4, 6x9. Grace. Next up. Huh. I wonder if I have any more of these in the store new, because they would have been the same price if I did. So I have a bunch of these from the Hastings buyout. So I'm curious, wonder if they've been delisted or something. Ombres G, sold for $5, headed to Oakwood, Ohio. Michael. Next up, I guess I should have got more LP boxes, because we got a long box here. Dream Command CD, sold for $13, headed to Massachusetts. Should we got a couple more long boxes, LP boxes? Da, 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 da. 12. Robert. Even had some other oddball stuff sell. That's been in the store for a minute. But I got a bunch of these in the store. Different styles, but right, where's the rest? Where you at? Somebody came in and bought some Hawaii postcards. So we got $8, $8, $8, $8. They probably used a buy two, get two free. So we got, and these all have writing on them. So I'll flip them on the back and hold them here for a sec. So if you wanted to read them, you try to read them and pause the video. If that's in focus, I can't tell. Then we got this one. If you like these things, reading stuff, reading other people's messages. That's a cool. I forgot to even look up stamps on these to see if any of these stamps were collectible. That's Einstein. I got that one. International Market. I've been to the International Market when I was there. I remember that because we stayed right down the street from it, so we were in walking distance of that. And a grotto. Hopefully those are in focus. All right. Doink. To Gordon. Gordon. Next up, are you ready? Let's see here. I got two different lots, so let me see what I got here. Meaning and Masterpiece, Sinking Cars, sold for $5. The Bravery, sold for $5. Ether Seed, sold for $6.50. And then we've got Southern Culture on the Skid, sold for $5. I'll use the buy two, get two free. Oh, yeah. Come on out. She ain't laying on the road. A baby girl. Baby girl in the house. I need to find some ones or twos. For convenience sake, I guess a couple of threes will work. My twos. Actually, they are easy to get to now, aren't they? Now that I changed it up. I guess I have no more. Guess I will use the threes. I guess I don't have any more twos or ones. I thought I did. 14. Alexander. Next up, we've got Patsy Cline. So for $5, headed to Los Angeles, California. These are the ones that make me happy because there's plenty of them I know out there cheaper, like $3 or $4 with free shipping. So the fact that somebody bought it for me for $5 plus shipping, I like that. Headed to Los Angeles, California. David. All right, I think this is one I could not find. So we got 4 cassettes, buy 2, get 2 free, $5 a piece. We got Jerry Lee Lewis. Got classic rock and roll. Where's the other one? Where'd the other one? I know it's, I found it. Or I forgot to pull it. That's what it was. Let me just pull that one off. Because then I'll look harder for this Everly Brothers. Let me pull that one off. It's not due today anyway. Because I forgot to pull the other. I looked on one area. Because I got it in 2 areas. I had more than one. And I sold out. So that'll give me extra time to look for that other one too. Because what happened was the one that it was in is on the very bottom and the drawers broke open. So I know some stuff spilled out. But I always thought I pushed it all back in. So one item may be in my box that I took upstairs of fallen stuff that I'm going through. So I'll look in there to see if it's in there. Next up, we've got on the video disc, The Love Bug. So for $5, headed to Tracy, California. It would be going to California. I can do media on these though. There are 2 on in here. I can do Cali. I can do Cali on these. Wait, I mean medium mail, I should say. Of cardboard. Did I throw all that extra cardboard away when I was cleaning? Let me find some cardboard. Oh, I can just use this. That's kind of cool. That'll make it even better. That'll make it look like I cared. Especially going media mail. Well, he put some padding in there for that. Ain't that nice of the young boy? Young boy. Well, chances are if you're buying a video disc, you're either a collector or you're older. So I guess I probably would be a young boy then. Do. 113. So we'll call that 14 by 14 instead of 12 by 12, since it's bigger. DAI. Dea? Something of that nature. Next up, we've got You Might Think I'm Foolish. I don't remember the words. The Cars, Greatest Hits. So for $5, headed to Bedford, Indiana. And now I'm running low on my zeros. I have to go grab some zeros. I should better prepare for a video, shouldn't I? Instead of having to walk off so much. But hey, that's reality. My videos, you see, they're based within reality. We don't edit out the stops. You see it all. So here is the other item I put up yesterday. So when I was cleaning out the storage down here, I found a box of CB radios. I remember picking these up at a flea market down in Farmington, Missouri. I remember that day I bought a bunch of 8-tracks for somebody for $20, or maybe it was 10 for the 8-tracks. A lot of 8-tracks. A huge, big old tub of hats for $20. And then I bought 4 CBs in a box for 10 or 20. I don't remember exactly on those. This one sold for 120, headed up to Michigan. So, pull the mic out. What we'll do is we'll wrap that in here. Boxes out here, that should work for them. I didn't test them. I guarantee them to work. I was told they work, but you know how that goes sometimes, so hopefully they work. If not, I'm sure I'll hear about it. Don't you dare. And then we'll put on top. Nice and secure. Snug as a bug in a rug. Snug as a bug in a rug, man. I always forget the sizes. 1711 4, I think, or 5. 1711 5. No, 15 11 7. That's it. 15 11 7 3 8. And do they pay for priority? Buyer pay $12.99 for standard. It's coming up priority, so for some reason. But we'll put it back to standard. Bradley. So that was $120 there. Next up, are you ready? We got Bare Naked Ladies promo CD, Brian Wilson. Oh, excuse me. Bare Naked Ladies Jane promo. We've got Bare Naked Ladies 1 week promo. And then at one time I tried doing like 3 CDs for $5.99 in my store, so these were thrown in. I didn't change them when I lowered prices and stuff. So we have the Time Life Treasury with Bob Carlyle with River of Stars. So they're getting a nice array of CDs for $5.65 buy two, get two. Let me find a black one. There we go. Boink. I used that other three, didn't I? You'll get a four then. I know I've got to have some ones in there or some twos. I gotta check that. Sure, I had some. All right. Boink. We got 1, 5. We got about, we'll just call it 10, 8, 4. Jeff. Jeffafa. Jeffafa. Next up, we've got Band Hero for 360. Sold for $5. Headed to Jeffersonville, Indiana. Let's see if I got another green case to replace that one because that one's kind of cracked. Here's one. That's a double. No. This one's broke. Yeah. I'm not sure if this is one of the people who like keeping them green, so I send the crack one, or do I put it in a, a black or clear one, and then they get mad. So we'll just leave it in the green. And it's headed to Santa Ana, California. Sold for $6. Carlos. See, like on some CDs, the collectors, even if the original case is broken, they want the original case. Sometimes you can tell, like especially if it has a hype sticker on it, then I definitely leave the broken case. We got PS2 game. Limited Schnickets, series of unfortunate events. Sold for, oh, my stomach growling. Sold for $5. Jeffersonville. I already said that. One more left. I got some to resurface from yesterday, so I can get those out. I'm actually going to have just enough for what I'm shipping out. Anyway. Six, 9. Stanton. And next we got Murphy Lee. Hold Up 12-inch vinyl. Sold for $30. Staying in St. Louis. Oh, St. Lunatics. I think they're going on tour, right? St. Lunatics with Murphy Lee Doing like a St. Louis type of artist tour. But I think they're not coming to St. Louis. So it'd probably be at a later date or something. You all right? 5, 12, 12, 1. Matt. I had some weird dreams last night. I kept, I was back buying a couple of closeout stores that were closing down. And I finally got the manager to sell in bulk to me. But he couldn't make up his mind. I'm like, all right, so I want all the shoes. And then there was like records. And I want all the records. I want all the shoes. And I was naming all this. I want all the t-shirts. It was just, it wasn't a real store. It was a store, just everything in it. And I go, give me a price for it. He goes, well, I'll have to look at each one individual. I'm like, that's not selling by bulk. That would take all day. And because he's like, yeah, I got to get everything out of here by today. And I'm like, well, then you can't go through every item because the store was still packed in my head. And so I kept going around and around and around with him, trying to get a pricing on it. And then the next thing I know, and I guess this is because of yesterday, I see this little dog and this lady, this lady in one of those mobile chairs ran over one of her own dogs. So it started yiping. So I ran over, grabbed the dog, and then all of a sudden the place turned into a pet hospital. And the manager who was doing the buyouts was all of a sudden, yeah, we'll get him in. We can take care of him. But wait, we got to be closed by today. And I'm like, it was very confusing. I'm like, okay, I'm in this store that is now a vet store, but he's still got to have everything done by the end of the day. And I got this dog here that's hurt, and I want to buy everything. It was pretty chaotic. It was weird. Very strange. It just, I guess, summed up my entire day in one, my entire life in one video or one dream. Reselling related, dog related. It was funny because this old lady in one of those power chairs, she's going, for some reason, her backyard appeared in the store. And she's headed toward her back porch. So I see here this yipe. And these other dogs take off running. And she just keeps, then she guns it for her back steps and then gets off and takes off running into the house. Like she wanted to avoid the fact that she just ran over. And I'm guessing they were her dogs. A little dog. It was very odd. I'm putting my glasses while I'm doing this part. I know better. And it's up close. I can't see very well. Oh. Alex. Gordon. Robert. Mikhail. Grace. Russell. All right. Ta-da! Did I get any other sales while we were done? I didn't hear nothing on that one that I remember. Oh, give me a scan form on this one. Forgot about that. all right. So I got a couple more on this one. So I'm at 146 here. And at 181 here. So hopefully they keep coming in. That would be nice. All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out. And I'll see you all in the next video. Later.